What's good, family? More studios checking in from the studio, manifesting our own reality. Stop giving a fuck what other people say and think about you. See, we live in an age where people rather hear a beautiful lie than the ugly truth because the truth is too offensive. The truth isn't politically correct. Politically correctness is what's killing free speech, free thinkers, and the ability to just express yourself on a day to day basis. And this is not only in social media and mainstream media, it's happening in reality as well. If you don't have a popular, if your opinion doesn't fit the popular narrative or what's being sold at the time, then you'll get ostracized in society. People will look at you a certain way, people will judge you another way, and they'll even treat you a different way once they know how you truly feel about certain situations and certain events that take place, I'll say. We live in an age where people are being silenced for telling the truth, and out of fear, they place themselves in a cage in order to be likable and in order to maneuver through society. But this is dangerous because this silence is giving the oppressors consent that you're going along with it. They want you to be silent. They want a closed throat chakra on you. They don't want you to open your throat chakra and say how you truly feel. We're in a backward society, and even more now, and even more so now, it's backwards than ever. We have men being able to give birth, and for Mother's Day, Calvin Klein placed an ad on Mother's Day where the man is pregnant and the woman was holding the man's stomach. This is no knock to anyone's body or how they live their lifestyle, but during this time period to control people, you do it by fear and confusion. Now think about all the kids that's being forced sexuality upon them in schools. They window dress this situation by saying it teaches kids to be inclusive, but kids are already naturally inclusive. If you let a kid roam the streets and you watch them afar, they'll talk to anyone, they'll hug anyone. Don't listen to anyone's nonsense because you're scared to be canceled or you're scared how people will look at you. This is only giving them more power. And this is strategically done because the age and where I grew up, we went by sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. Now you can't even say your truth because it's considered violence. People feel attacked when you say the truth and they try to deflect it with their victimhood. They try to paint you as a villain for seeking the truth, for speaking and seeking the truth. This is strategically done. So the actual truth, the real information, cannot be spread throughout the public. You see this throughout social media on various platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. When the president 45, President Trump, was in office, he got banned from Twitter for simply speaking his voice, using his voice. That should have been the first wake up call on society on where we're heading as a whole humanity. Because if it could happen to the president, the current sitting president of the United States, it could happen to anybody. You're born with a voice to use it, not to keep it closed up out of fear. Now, on to the kids, what they're being taught in sexuality in school, K through 4. And I had a health class growing up in like 7th grade, but it wasn't grooming us to question our sexuality. It wasn't grooming us to question, am I supposed to be this gender? When you're at that age, your brain is still developing, and the first 7 years of a child's life is the most important. This is where the child develops their personality. So Under the umbrella of being politically correct and inclusive, we're making children confused and giving them stress about things they should not even be stressing about. All under the umbrella of being politically correct and inclusive. Do you truly believe that this is just for being inclusive? Because we're in a backward society where the woman is supposed to behave as the man is supposed to behave as the woman, and if you don't fit either of those stereotypes, you're probably non-binary. But this is no offense to the LGBT community. I love everyone, but there's certain strategies and phonics that they use to make you accept it socially, such as love is love, Black Lives Matter, Planned Parenthood. This is certain phonics where all of those are true. But what's the ulterior motive behind that term? What's the ulterior motive behind these words? I do agree that we all have to fight for what's right, for our rights. But we cannot pick out certain individuals from these communities and say that they're doing what the community says it was designed to do. There's a lot of propaganda to get people emotionally wired up to give them your money. Or it's a lot of propaganda to get you wired up to be more lenient with your sexuality, and you maybe start questioning. And this is adults. This is happening to adults as well. So imagine how the kids feel during school. You have to protect your mind and project your voice. What I said? Protect your mind and project your voice. Half the people are not gonna like it. The other half will love you, because you're not the only one who feels how you feel. Those words that you're keeping inside your heart, inside your throat chakra, there's other people that feel that same way. Who has the balls enough? Who has the balls to say how they feel? Everyone else is doing it. Everyone else is having parades, flags. But the people that are deemed normal, quote unquote, are ostracized because they're normal. This is all divisive tactics. As an outsider, if you're coming to the States, you could pick any flag, rep it. And it's almost as if you're in a gang. You have the conservatives, you have the blues, you have the straight people, you have the gay people, you have the non-binary people, you have the rich, you have the poor, you have the pansexual. It's a gang. What flag do you rep? But I want you to take a step back and see society as a whole. Even if you're in one of these gangs, ask yourself, does this benefit the greater humanity? Or is there something else that's going on with my group? Who's funding these groups? Who's instilling these curriculums? These are things we have to know. Why all of a sudden are there fact checkers during the time? Open up your third eye, protect your mind, project your voice, and watch your world change. Politically correctness is not saving anyone, but in fact, it's hurting you. Those 10 minutes of discomfort, speaking your truth and making other people uncomfortable is far less harsh than living a life where you're bundled up, caging in your voice, and living life as a fool, fake smiling. That is life as a coward. That's life as a peasant. And we were meant here to live as kings. So you protect your mind, project your voice, and live out the life you want to see. Live out the change you want to see. Don't worry about being what's right, what's wrong. Things just is. I don't fix myself up on good, bad, evil, good. Things just are. The change starts within you. If you can't maintain the change you want to see within yourself, how can you expect that change within others? The change starts with you, and you have to protect your voice and protect your mind. This is where the real freedom is. Because although we have free speech, people are not using it. And once you don't use it, that gives them the opportunity to come and take it from you. Whatever you don't use, you lose. It's your right to be free and to say how you feel, whether it's right or wrong. To have a paradigm shift in this society, more people have to come up and say how they truly feel, despite being canceled and despite losing friends or whatever. Because no life worth living is worth living if you're inside a cage. And if you're inside a cage, you're not really living. Get the book The Cage Bird Still Flies out now on Amazon. Link is in the bio. And if you enjoyed this video, like, share, comment, subscribe. And until next time, you guys be well. Peace.